It doesn't matter if you sleep, it doesn't matter if you rest. That's how it works when your body is under the stress, and your recovery is absolutely not possible. Hello everybody, welcome to my very spontaneous tutorial about body battery in Garmin. I noticed so many people don't understand how it works, and I've been doing this for last 2.5 years intensively with many different circumstances, like very low level, like when I was very sick, and very high level when I developed like good understanding how it works. So I'll show you how to get score 100 in body battery very easily. Sometimes, like you can see in my my score, after the whole day of theoretically being tired. So as you can see, even 5 cardios didn't actually make my body battery score going really down, and after each cardio my body battery was actually just going back and recovering very quickly. And after 5, in a very short period of time, between 12 midday and 4 p.m., and then my recovery actually started coming back to 65%. From the period of time when I was really sick, and I can show you here because there is no that blue line showing how it was working, but you can see the highest one was 5 and the lowest was 5 as well. Next day it was 13, the highest, and it was constant 5. Oh yes, finally, as you can see, the first showing how much stress my body was going through, making actually almost impossible to recover. So that's how it works when you stress all the time. It doesn't matter if you sleep, it doesn't matter if you rest. That's how it works when your body is under the stress, and your recovery is absolutely not possible. My heart was all the time over 100. So it looks like I was all the time doing cardio for all day or all night, and I couldn't sleep, and I spent most of the time actually just lying in bed. I couldn't sleep and I couldn't properly rest. I was just actually feeling like doing cardio 24 hours. It took me about 10 days to fix it. My first highest was 82 after like normal proper night of sleep. But then you can see it's still just going up and down until after 2 weeks it's actually just, you know, kept over 70 body battery. What is the cause of all the trouble? One thing, of course, stress, but we don't know how the stress is measured. So the most important thing, what I know from experience, I was just observing what causes the problem, what causes the stress, what causes the battery going down. And there is 2 main things. One thing is your heart rate. If your heart rate is over 60, in most cases your stress is going to show up. And if your heart rate is not constant, what I'm saying is, if you, for instance, resting but you're sitting in your chair and you feel your heart is not stable and is a bit just, you know, going up and down with no reason, that probably going to show in on your score is going to show a lot of orange lines showing that you're in stress. The most important thing is, is your digestive system. If your digesting system is not good, if it's anything wrong with it, you will have almost after every meal a lot of orange lines showing stress. So that's the two most important things: digesting system and heart rate. Don't eat and then don't start in the next half an hour. The best way is just to check on your Garmin. If it's stress, don't start any activity. It could be, let's say, covered by activity, because in most cases, when you do something, when you have cardio, when you have walking, when you have running, your stress is not measured. Your heart is going to be pumping faster. Your stomach probably will be stressed. In digestion, something like really hard to let's say survive, because if you go running and you have a high fiber, it could be just make you run straight to the toilet in the middle of the run or something like that. If you make all the strategy to how not to force your stomach during the activity, you have to find out when you actually resting and recovering. Is it possible to recover? Is it easy to do this? If you still see that you're actually resting, you're sitting in the chair, you're comfortable, and still something wrong with the stress, 90% of that will be caused by either the stomach is too full, or you ate something really hard to digest. It could be something like really greasy. It could be something like really hard to digest, but not in normal common sense. You would say, is it just cottage cheese? Is not that hard to digest. But to be honest, in my case, one of the hardest to digest was cottage cheese. It was actually just cheese, and it was like really hard. My stomach sometimes needed about like 4 hours to just make it processed and just get rid of it. Something like really easy to digest according to science, but your stomach may be not happy, and then you always will be having that problem. So especially if you're going to sleep with full stomach, then you wake up next morning and you've got even less body battery that actually you had going to sleep, and then it's not the finish, because you finish one digesting process, one step, and then it goes to the next point. In that point, if it's still heavy, you have problem with another phase of digestion. So sometimes it may take 4, 5, 6, 7 hours, and then your watch is going to show stress all the time. So maybe you're not tired, but just because your digesting system is working all the time for 6, 7 hours, and it was actually overloaded with cardio as well, it actually your blood circulation is not proper, because your muscle or could not properly work when blood is just actually running away to your stomach and to your digesting system, and then trying to be taken back, and then it's going back. So it's just actually never-ending problem with blood, and that's why your heart is trying to level up and just keep it on proper level, but it's really hard if you eat something. So if you want to have good score here, and if you want to feel really properly rested, you need to just go by the strategy how to keep your stomach and your heart on very easy level. So the best way to find out which food is making you your stomach working very hard, eat something that is not like too complex to find out which one. Then you can find out which food is actually something that you have to put on the side, or you can actually eat when you're not doing anything, you know, related to sport or something like that. This way, you can actually just make your way to fast recovery. And to be honest, at this moment, 5-6 hours of sleep is enough, just because before I go to sleep, I've got already like 80 body battery at the level of 75, 80. So, for instance, if you see that wherever you eat, you've got that orange lines showing you stressing your system, no matter if it's a digesting system or your heart or whatever, it means your blood circulation is not stable. It's actually just going very fast forward and backward, just from heart to your stomach and stuff like that. It means that it's not problem with the food that you're eating. It's probably something wrong with your either your stomach. So it could be something like that very sensitive spots in your stomach, that if you don't care about them, they may turn into ulcer, and probably you can have reflux as well. And then it means that you've got like overflow of acid in your stomach. So first thing, you have to just trying to take control of that, instead of trying to control of stress, because actually that makes your whole body sick. Sometimes you can just you know, knackered all the time. You feel exhausted because your digesting system is really struggling with everything what you eat. It doesn't matter what it is. Of course, it's easier if you eat something like liquid, which goes straight to the next step. And if you eat something that is really heavy and makes a lot of acid to, you know, to flow through your stomach, that will make a lot of stress. But in most cases, if you hangover, your heart probably going to be very confused, and you can see the is going up and down, and the blood is going to stomach and back. And sometimes the liver can hold around 1 liter of a blood. So I think that day is not good to measure. You can check the same way like when I was curious how it looks like when you're sick. But recovery, in most cases, you can just seriously think about recovery like after 1 or 2 days after hangover, unless you've got golden liver, golden stomach, and you actually can eat wherever like concrete, and you still don't see any difference. Some people have that, but you know, it's probably only like few percent. The last thing I want to say about this is that depends on your diet as well, because one thing is, the most of the time when that recovery is just really fast is when you intermittent fasting. So in most cases, just because digesting system is so important in that measuring, if you eat just 4 hours a day in a little window, so everything what is after that, actually your stomach is almost empty, let's say, during the night, so you should recover faster. And then if you skip the first meal, if you don't break the fast too soon, you should actually as well start all the processes that go through the intermittent fasting. Maybe not autophagy, but definitely keto diet or ketosis is making your recovery much faster. So what I noticed, and I'm going to make another video about ketosis in this process and intermittent fasting, but I'm just mentioning that here. because that's good material for another video, another probably 10-15 minutes talking. So if you're interested, subscribe and and check next time if it's there. So thank you for watching. I hope it helps. If you have any questions, just put wherever you want a question, comment in the section that is made for this. And thanks for watching.